Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. In the news today, Canada reacts to Chief of Defence Staff Musa's visa denial. The Canada High Commission in Nigeria has responded to a statement from Chief of Defence Staff General Christopher Musa that the Canadian Embassy denied him and other top military officers visas. News Niger reported that General Musa and top military officers who were supposed to be in Canada on Wednesday were denied visa by the Canadian embassies on Tuesday. The Chief of Defence Staff narrated the disappointing ordeal on Thursday while giving a lecture at the Maiden National Association of Institute of Security Studies in Abuja (AANISS). He said, "Every disappointment is a blessing. Yesterday, Wednesday, I was meant to be in Canada as an event to honor our veterans, those that were injured during the battles, and we meant to be there," Musa partly said. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, also described the visa denial as a disrespect to Nigeria. The visa issue also generated condemnation from the National Security Adviser (NSC), Nuhu Ribadu, who told Canada they can go to hell for denying General Musa's visa. However, in a brief statement on Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo's Canadian X handle on Friday, the Canada High Commission said for privacy purposes, it will not provide any comment on the visa issues of the persons involved. The High Commission of Canada in Nigeria is aware of media reports related to planned travel to Canada by senior officials. However, for privacy reasons, we are unable to provide any comment on the status of visa applications of specific individuals. It read, whichever way, whether they can provide information publicly or privately, there is no reason under heaven where the visa application of the Chief of Defence Staff of a sovereign state like Federal Republic of Nigeria should be denied, knowing fully well that the purpose for which the CDS is going with his team, the remaining half of his team, is for the purpose of celebrating the fallen heroes, veterans that have fallen in battle in wars all over the world, and that's the reason for that celebration. So no reason under heaven why the High Commission of Canada will ever denied the Nigerian contingent to go. Now, we already know, according to the CDS, that the half of his team had already gone before now. The remaining half are supposed to now travel with the Chief of Defence Staff, knowing fully well by the reason of his office. Of course, his table will be full of so many things to do. So he can't go to Canada days ahead while there are so many work lying down on his table for him to do. That is expected, that is reasonable. But in this regard, this is an international issue that Canada has no reason under heaven to deny the man. Let's even agree to Canada's sentiment that there are some visa problem with some of the person that want to go. At least for heaven's sake, they should be able to separate the CDS and some of the senior officials that that are supposed to be at the meeting, even from the ones that have problem, except they want to tell us that the visa of the Chief of Defence Staff has problem, or maybe that of his other entourage, maybe his assistant or his PA or the people that will need to go with him. But the last time I checked, a man of his caliber wouldn't have such a situation. Even if peradventure there is, I think there is need for them to immediately rectify it, knowing fully well the purpose of their visit to Canada. We cannot sweep it under the carpet. Very, very important. The Canadian embassy shouldn't take Nigeria for granted, because this action is making everyone to begin to read meaning from right to left. For example, look at the National Security Adviser, who decided to tell them to go to hell. He told them of course, Tunji-Ojo also couldn't exonerate Canada because of this, knowing fully well that a Chief of Defence Staff will always travel based on the security of the country. It is very, very important. But then people begin to read meanings. For example, maybe We have always been in the world of neo-colonialism, while these white people, they will want to invade these African nations again. But then, because of some of the treaties they might have signed, that there will be no slave trade again, no colonization again, they want to use back door again. Maybe it's because of that. Another reason is that this is a world of racism, whereby these so-called white skinned people, dey always show racism against other colour people, especially the blacks. They have their way of referring to the blacks and who they are and how they tell their own children about them too. Some of them even went to the extent of saying that Africa is a jungle. See, a lot of meanings will be read into the action of the Canadian High Commission in Nigeria, and I think the whole Nigeria, they required apology. Not only apology, an explanation. If the explanations are genuine, if they are germane, there is no reason under heaven why they will stop a CDS. Very, very important. And I'm so impressed that the chief of defence staff, while he was making a comment on it, he was accepting it in good faith and saying it's even a blessing in disguise. If they don't want me somewhere, there is another place they need me, and he has decided to go there. And the people in that particular occasion are happy to even see him live and direct. He is with them. But then Nigeria shouldn't sweep that kind of situation under carpet, even irrespective of the fact that the CDS might probably had accepted it in good faith, maybe thinking he just want to share their sentiment of some oversight and a little problem that we needed to be rectified, and then the necessary apology might be tendered in due course. But then Mr. Tunji Ojo, who happen to be the Minister of Interior, and his counterpart in foreign affairs should please look into this situation. Very, very important, very, very germane. I think that should be Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu now. They should look into this issue and discuss with the Canadian embassy, and then let them know, let us know, let Nigerians know, even if it is information that cannot just be released to the public. Let the senior members of the Nigeria know, that this what the situation is all about. It is very, very important, such that everyone will rest eventually by the time the information is going to be given back to the public and also to Nigeria at large, because we cannot continue to live in a world whereby people just behave with unnecessary impunity, trying to show racism in disguise, also trying to sponsor the agenda of neo-colonialism in disguise, and we cannot continue to keep our fingers crossed and say they are friends. So don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our channel. And as the whole situation unfolds, keep your fingers crossed, we'll inform you. Thank you very